I think it started. There's normally something that comes up. Anyway. What a week. I had probably one of the most difficult days I've had in a very long time on Wednesday, just gone. It just snowballed from one thing to another. And it initially started with work, actually, and I know some of my colleagues might see this, but I'm just going to share it because I think the detail of it, well, not the detail, but the essence of it needs to come through. So yeah, so in this, I'm going to be sharing like about this really difficult time that I had, but also how I flowed through it and managed to keep my inner light, my inner peace. And I listened to the nudges in regards to how to manage these different situations in all the different ways. Some I hadn't really done before and hadn't done for a long time, but I allowed my body, my intuition, my guide to guide me in regards to what would best serve me. So the day job that I do, which I don't think I've mentioned the company, so I think this is okay for me to share, is basically there's a big team. There's a 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 of us. So it's a small team, but we cover a big area. And two are being 2P'd over. So I don't know if you don't know what that means. It basically means that they've lost a contract in a certain area. So another company is going to take it over. So these two people are going to be moved over to that company. And they were told this Monday, and their last day, if they choose not to be 2P'd over, is Friday, next Friday, so 2 weeks. So and there's some changes happening as well, and we're not really too sure what's happening with our jobs. But that being said, with all of this which is coming through as well, I know that everything that I face is for my greater good. And as difficult and as hard as they may be, it is for my greater good. And I'll reflect on that a little bit more at the end of it, probably make a little bit more sense. So so this was going on, and we were like, we didn't know it actually on Wednesday that it was going to be such a short time frame that these people were going to either have to be 2P'd over or leave. So on Wednesday we had this reflective practice, and I'm not sure if I like it, but basically somebody expresses how they feel about a situation, and one of these people expressed how they felt, and then they turn around, and then we express how what they shared made us feel. And I went first. I couldn't help myself, and I'm not a crier. Like, it's probably something I need to work on, but it's not something that I do very often. And when I have done it in the past, I'm in a ball, in bits, on the floor, uncontrollable. Or it was probably why I don't do it very often. But I shared my share about the group being much like a family, and that it felt like a family was being like torn apart, and how that made me feel. And I literally, tears were just pouring down my face, but in not in a controlled way, it's probably the wrong way to say it, but in a very releasing way. It felt quite cathartic. um and before, I would have sucked that down and stuff because I would have been embarrassed, but it was quite nice actually just to get it out, get full flow. And then other people like were feeling quite upset as well. And So that happened, and somebody else shared something as well, and I got really angry because we're not particularly supported in a certain area, because it's a very difficult job and we haven't got the right support. And it just reminded me again from the situation that they shared that we really actually need a lot more support than we get. So I was like really angry. All these emotions were flying about everywhere like sparks. Um, so yeah, that just seemed to open a Pandora's box, and maybe a bit of an instigator for the rest of the day. And so that happened. Then a few of us that were in that meeting had a meeting with HR, and then we found out the ridiculous news that it was 2 weeks. And I don't want to go into too much detail, but I stood up for them. I was proper strong and said it as it was, because they were giving all this like jargon and stuff, and I basically just said how ridiculous it was. It was a short period of time. It was that the choice. It's not a choice that they were given. I was just really angry. Most of the call I had to like stand there in the video call like this, like stopping me from just exploding. But I kept it professional, and I said the pieces that needed to be said, and it was valid, and it was good for me to say it, because the people that had been two-peed over, it's a bit difficult to do that if the boss from the new place is there. So then we had chats afterwards, and it was just really upsetting that they hadn't been considered, like how stressful this would be and how the team were. And it was just like this eruption of emotions. I then had some news from a family member, which was very, I'm not going to mention who it is, or said family member now. But it was some news which was very upsetting. It was something that let me know that they were really struggling. And it's almost as if there was like this trauma release happened. So I spoke to a friend on the phone, and I was literally, my hips were shaking. So I was in the car and I was letting it happen. Like this was the first part, actually. I think I was breathing through it a lot through most of this part of the day. And I was doing what the guides had said before, like when things come up, literally breathe them out. And I've been doing this loads, and it's tremendous. It's really good. Like old thoughts and old like, oh, you're not done this and you're not done that, not like knocking you type thoughts, feelings, and stuff. I've been breathing them out, and it's been working amazingly. So yeah, one of the first ways of how I manage. And you know what? There was more. There's more to this day. I'm not really expressing all of it. There was some other stuff, but it was very overwhelming. So yeah, I was in my car, and my hips, my legs started to shake, and I was leaving a voice message to a mate of mine going, "Oh, this is happening, that's happening. I need to have some words with you. I'll speak to you later." And I let it be. I was in my car, and I don't think I would have cared if anyone would have seen me doing it, because it just felt so right. So I don't know if you know, but we have this trauma response. Like if you have a bunny rabbit that nearly gets eaten, and it scurries away and it goes to the hole, and it'll tremble and it'll tremble. And you might see other animals doing that. Kids do it as well. And some adults do it. Like I looked after a friend of mine last night who had been attacked at work. And she was trembling. I'm like, do that. Keep that up. And I got her to put her legs in a certain position to get it to like increase. And basically the trauma goes into your fascia, and it can stay in your fascia, and we can like push it down, and then it causes all sorts of problems. But if you're trembling, if it's starting to come up, or if you've like had an incident and you want to tremble, perfect, do it in that moment. But if like this trauma response was coming up in me when I was in the car, and I literally, my hips were shaking, and I just let it be. I just like opened myself up and just trembled. And it wasn't massive. Like I've done it in the past on the floor, and it's like, wow, the whole body is shaking. And it feels great. And it's not something that it like cognitively takes you back there. It's just the body is releasing the trauma. Is great. I've done a workshop on that before, actually. It's quite good. So I did that. And then, God, the details are going. Oh, that was it. Actually, another thing that happened before that is after one of these calls, I just needed to scream. That was the angry part. I just needed to scream. So I did a bit of screaming. Um, and then also it felt like I'd listened to a song. I might put it in the comments here, actually. I'd listened to this song a few days ago, and it really resonated with me. It was really like a feminine, like raw energy, and I put it on, and I just moved, and I shook, and I was like doing all the movements and things, and I lost myself in it in a good way. Like I allowed that type of release to come through me as well. This like raw anger, rah, energy. So that was really, really great to let that out. And then throughout the day, lots of this breathing. And I think I lay down at one point. Oh no, that was it. Um, Completed most of the day. It was pitch black. Had to take the dog out. Took him to the park, just literally over the road from where I live. And I was like, I need to lie down. I need to ground. And it was freezing. But I lay down on the ground, and I find that really connecting for me. I can feel like energy going around my arms and around my body. It's like a hug, but it's also yeah, it's very tangible, the energy when I lie down on the grass. And that was wonderful. And I and then I was like, oh, I can see aliens. But I think it was the sky train. But normally they're all in line, like perfectly in line, because I've seen them before. It's really bizarre. I've seen them like twice now. But these were all like separate and like going in different directions. So it might have been our star family. But then I saw a comet, a shooting star, and it was gold. It was magnificent. It was like this sparkly gold, and it was like, whee! It lasted a few seconds. So that was gorgeous. And just a real confirmation of like, yeah, it's okay. This is all meant to be. You are meant to lie down here. And I've been having so many synchronicities as well. And although I think I might have just described that day as an awful day, it was really, really hard. And I know just one of those parts a few months ago, or definitely a few years ago, would have floored me and would have affected me for ages and ages. But each time something happened, my intuition, my body, my guides went, do this. And it just felt right to do the shaking, to do the dancing, to do the screaming, to do the breathing. I think there's more as well, actually, but so, and I managed them, and it really helped leaving a voice note with a friend. And then I spoke to a friend for like 2.5 hours afterwards as well, got some advice, because we are not meant to be at home on our own all the time. This is another thing actually that's been really landing for me, is we need to get each other around each other's houses, share meals and stuff. Because I what was it now? I did the charity meditation on Tuesday, which I do here in Peacehaven. And there was a mate of mine, it was just two of us at the end of it. And I was like, do you want to come out for dinner? I've got a load of soup left because I did one of those things where I used all the stuff up in the fridge and put it in a slow cooker, no, slow cooker, pressure cooker. All right. She came out for dinner. It's bloody lovely. Really, really nice. And I realise some people probably do this all the time already anyway. But I'm definitely evolving into getting people around. And I had someone here the other day for a session, and oh, incredible session! Wow, it's going to be some amazing shifts there for them. You know who you are. And I was like, we were chatting and stuff afterwards, and we had some cacao beforehand as well, which was lovely. And I was like, do you want some lunch? She stayed for lunch. So, and I do my soul community gatherings where people come, it's like once a month. And I just want to do it more. I really like, I am really open to having a space where people can come and go 7 days a week. And it's not just managed by me. It's like people come in and they come and cook and they come and share, and it's like a big living room. You know, it's like it's a community space. It's not a pub, it's not a cafe. It's somewhere where it feels like home. So I'm really up for sharing food with more people and being with people because I've stopped doom scrolling. Oh my goodness. I was muscle testing the other day and I was like, oh, I really got to get rid of this doom scrolling. Like, how many days is it I'm going to stop doom scrolling? It's like 1, 2, 3. I was like, 3 days. And that was on Wednesday. I haven't doom scrolled since. I have had a couple of moments where I was like, started to get into the habit, and then this like a gnarly, horrible, scary message came up. I was like, oh yeah, I'm not supposed to do that. And I did actually start to do it earlier, and I was looking at it, and it do you know when you swipe up and it stops that particular app? That just happened. I didn't touch it. So I was like, okay, I'm coming off this. um so yes, it's been really hard, and I've heard that other people have been having really difficult times. Um, and it's like I've said in a lot of these videos before. And Fear Atlas has a part to play in this. That came out wrong. Like it hasn't caused this. Basically, awakening or mass awakening. We have to get the, for want of a better word, the SHIT up and out of the way, because we're these beautiful columns of light, and we've just got all these things around it in a it's like a metaphoric sense, because there's so many layers to our beings, and I'm seeing this more and more in my sessions. Like it's so much clearer. There's just so much complexity to us as beings. So yeah, it's the it has to come up and out. It has to move through us. So when these difficult things were happening on the outside of my experience, I allowed them to come. I didn't push them down. I didn't deny myself them. I didn't stop feeling it. I allowed the emotions to come, and I moved and I shook and cried, because they have to come up and out. So no more pushing them down, because they come up and they get released. And it's funny. I saw my good friend today, Pardeep, and he's the Crystal Temple master, and we do exchanges very frequently. And I went to see him today, and I thought I was doing all right. And I went to the Crystal Temple, and I got there, and I think I'd just been holding and holding. I got there, and went, oh. And I felt a bit drained. It was just allowing me to recognize that what was happening, or what had happened, had taken a bit of a toll, actually. And then we did this swap session, and unbelievable, profound, and just very rebalancing and reconnecting. And I'm like, do 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 do, like re-energized. And because I know that when everything that happens around us, I think I said this at the beginning, um, is happening in our favor. It's teaching us something. It's guiding us in some way. So I'm not scared of anything in this life. I realize that no matter what happens, I'm always evolving. I'm always learning, and it is always for my greater good. So and it's yeah, it's a beautiful way of living, because yeah, there's nothing that can knock you off. And we're learning into that. Like um, we can snap out of things. I think I'm gonna try to say, I don't know, but yeah, I'm just I'd already connected with the guides and the infiniteness before I started. So I'm just going to see if there's anything else, because yeah, I like to connect with them before I start these, because then the right frequency and information and connection comes through, which supports you in your journey. So let me just see if there's anything else that's okay. They're reminding me of like some very deep meditations that I've had recently, that we can have funny feelings in the body, and what may be deemed as like weird experiences and weird feelings and visions and stuff. And the overwhelming guidance is that this, although it may seem weird and it may seem unusual, you're connecting to the higher realms. So all of our bodies and energies and our frequencies are being upgraded. So it's very likely that you've been sensing things, and it can be confusing, and we can go into the fear or the doubt or the whatever. But the wisdom from the guides is, nah, this is good. This is the truth. This is the multidimensionality of you awakening. So it might be feelings in the body, it might be visions, it might be things that you're hearing, seeing, because there's so much that we're waking up to. We're reawakening to our infinite nature, our multidimensional abilities. Um, and it's really complex and it's different for everyone. Like we all have our own innate skills and abilities, and and they're like, yeah, enjoy it. Like feel into your heart when these things are happening. Feel into your heart, and that will tell you the truth. That will give you the feeling of like what this is, and sometimes some wisdom as well. Brilliant. Ah. So awakening can be chaotic. um, and actually what's happening now as well is awakenings can happen over many years and actually decades. It's happening very quickly right now. So there's a lot of things happening really quickly, on top of one another, like I experienced on Wednesday. So you might be experiencing this as well, but it's okay. It's absolutely okay. Ride the wave, listen to your body, reach out for help to the person that feels right to you. if when talking to that person, they judge and they give you fear and guilt and shame, they're not the right person. You need to find someone else. So feel free to contact me. I'd be happy to support. And also, if you're in Sussex, the soul community gatherings that I have, perfect place to find the right person to connect with. Or other communities, no matter where you are, there are other people experiencing exactly the same as what you're experiencing at the moment. And we're connecting, like all these beautiful sparks are happening of these people connecting. Yeah, that feels complete. So my name is Sulanara. I am a healer, awakener, a bridge between worlds, interdimensional transmissions from high dimensional guides, transmitting frequencies that land on all elements of your being, from atomic, vibrational, all the way to soul and source. Depending on when you're listening to this, but as it is today, on tomorrow, actually, 22nd of November, is the Brighton Multidimensional Healing and Awakening. It's a resonance immersion. And these happen also in Glastonbury, which is on the 6th of December, I think. But there's online options as well on the so just under a month away, but check out my website, healawaken.co.uk, under events, and there'll be a link there to my Eventbrite page. Feel free to subscribe to receive more. I've been putting quite a lot on here, and then there's been a gap. I've been told to rest, rest and relax, and to come forward with these when it feels joyful and right. Because this is not a role that I'm playing. This is not a job. This is my purpose, and for me, it needs to be joyful and resonant for me to enjoy it in the moment, which I'm like, yeah, that'd be amazing, because it's all felt really stressful up until now, juggling all these things. So yes, I've been resting, so I haven't been doing many of these recently, but I feel that's gonna change. I'll be doing more, and I can do lives on my phone now as well, which is great, which I did the other day. And yeah, subscribe and share. Please share this with others, because I want this resonance, this message, these frequencies, to connect with as many people as possible, and to grow the channel, and also to get to a point where I can do this work full time. So if you want to support the work, there should be links below. I do one-to-ones as well, which are stupendous, absolutely amazing. I think I'm going to do one of these on my one-to-ones separately at some point, just to give a bit more context of them, but they are stunning. So have a beautiful day, beautiful evening. We're shifting from mind consciousness to heart consciousness, being completely balanced in all of our bodies. This is a tremendous time for waking up and creating the life of our dreams. But more than that, the mind is limited in regards to our imagination, like the universe and source energy and new earth is far beyond our current imagination. So be flexible with what you're moving into, and allow yourself to surrender to the nudges and the guidance, because that's beautiful and delightful. So have a beautiful day, evening, morning, or however it is you've seen this. And yeah, stick around for more. Much love.